Hello, beautiful people. Kyla Givehand here, welcoming you back to my channel and to this new series, Fountain Pen Friday. I am doing a mini series inside of the Fountain Pen Friday series where I am releasing 5 videos that talk about my 5 favorite fountain pens for beginners. This originally was filmed as one long video and I realized that it was just way too long. So I decided to release one a day over a series of days. You are now watching the second video, which actually highlights my favorite fountain pen for beginners in the number 4 position. If you didn't already watch number 5 and you'd like to do the countdown with me, pause here and go find that first video where I talk about my 5th favorite fountain pen, the Givehand Swan. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you on the other side. Alright, lovelies, pen number 4 in my lineup is the Monteverde Monza pen. I love this little pen. I bought it on a whim. And it was under 20 bucks, 20 US dollars, and I love the Monteverde brand of pens, of inks, and so I was like, sure, why not? It's a $20 Monteverde. Let's see, how bad can it be? This one happens to be a medium nib. What I really love about this, and this is a demonstrator, the clear. Anytime you see a pen that is clear, it's called a demonstrator. And these were originally, back in the day, back when you had fountain pen salespeople who would come to your office and sell you and your salespeople fountain pens, they would have demonstrators so that they can show you how the ink flows and pulls up into the chamber and all of that, right? And then people started liking the demonstrators, and now the demonstrators are a thing, and we just call them demonstrators or clear. So this is a Monteverde Monza, and it has the name of the pen right on the band of the cap, Monteverde, USA, and then on the back, Monza. I love this pen because it is it has these chrome accents, which I really like. I prefer chrome accents over silver or over gold toned accents. I do have 1 or 2 pens that have gold tone, but it is I think it's 1 or 2 literally. So this pen has such a beautiful stainless steel nib. It writes gorgeously. It is a screw off cap, but what I love about the cap, it's just literally like 2 screws. 1, 2, and it's off. 1, 2, and it's on. And I love that. There are some where you're like unscrewing for days. And I have a couple of those, but this is not one of them. This, and to me, that makes it really fountain pen friendly, user friendly, beginner friendly. The cap comes off pretty quickly and pretty easily. This is a stainless steel nib. This one happens to be in a medium, and before I had ink in it, the nib feed back here was actually clear, and I loved that about it. I was like, I think that actually was probably the thing that made me go, yep, I'm getting that pen, because this back part was clear. Whereas with most fountain pens, that back part is black, like that. And so I thought that was pretty cool. It is postable. You can post the cap, and it's nicely weighted in the hand. A little bit heavier than the Givehand that I just showed, but not as heavy as some other pens that are very weighted. It writes beautifully smooth. It has some design on the nib for people who are nib fans and they like their nibs to have, you know, etchings or design or something on it. This one does have a few little things on it, but it's just simple. It kind of creates a very sort of subtle look to the pen. It is, I like the shape of the pen. It's like almost like a bullet body, right? It's got the sort of curved edges, the curved ends, and the cap is a little bit thicker and wider than the body of the pen. It's really comfortable in the hand. It's a good pen. You could write with it every single day. It would be good with long writing. Like, so if you're a journaler, and that matters to me, that's something I care about, so you could write with this pen for a long time because it just, yeah, it works. It flows really nicely and easily. It comes in a really nice box that has, that could also be a holder for pen. Like, you can take out all the bits and you could use it as like a little pen holder. In fact, I was looking around to see if I have it handy. I do not. So, and it's really easy to fill. You can use a cartridge or you can use a converter. You'll notice that I have a converter in here. And so I'm going to go ahead and re-ink this pen. Go ahead and fill this pen up. And I'll just bring over my little paper towel here. I'm actually going to lay down a little canvas just so, because sometimes I can get a little messy and a little clumsy. So this pen happens to have Organic Studios Henry David Thoreau Walden Pond Blue in it, and I love this color a whole bunch. And so I'm just going to refill it with the same color. So this is a little different than what I just showed you with the Jin Hao. I use the syringe to fill that. This way I'm actually going to do the sort of standard traditional way that people will fill a pen that has a cartridge in it. Okay, and then later I'm going to show you another way you could fill this pen. Now this pen isn't completely out. I see a little bit of ink left in there, but that's okay because I know what kind of ink it is. So I'm going to go ahead and dip the pen, and this is always really hard for a lot of beginners because they go, wait, I'm dipping the pen into ink, it's going to be all inky all over. What is happening? Why am I doing that? Yes, that is traditionally how pens are filled. So there's a little hole called the breather hole, and you just want to make sure the breather hole gets into is submerged into the ink. And so I'm dipping that down into the ink, and I am just turning the end of the cartridge to draw up more ink into the cartridge. Now, I'm going to take it out for a second. I just like to wipe it on the edge there. I'm going to take it out for a second and just look. I like to turn it upside down and just see if there is any air in there, and there's a little air bubble there. And so what I like to do is turn it up and burp the pen. And that just means just sort of push that air out, and I just do it a couple times, get that air out of the pen. Okay, and my pen is full, so I'm going to just lay it down here. I'm going to cover that back, close that back up. And then I just take the napkin, the paper towel, and I just wipe off. Just wipe off the pen and all the things, right? So yeah, you just need to wipe it off. And again, if you don't like to get your fingers inky and dirty, this is not a hobby for you. Because that is going to happen. Alright, then I just put that back on. And I like to just kind of hold it on the paper for a second and give it a second to flow. And then let's bring back our writing sample journal here. And this is I'll go ahead and charge it a little bit. Yep, beautiful. This is the Monteverde Monza. And this pen runs about 20 bucks. And in it I have Organics Studio Walden Pond Blue, which is a really beautiful ink. So there's that. The Monteverde Monza. A really good pen, a really great writer. It says medium, writes a little more like a fine to me, but I think that I am not a good judge of that because I write with a lot of calligraphy nibs, and nibs that are italic and nibs that are broad. And so sometimes I write with a medium and I go, wait, is that a medium or a fine? It feels really, right. So, and that ink is a sheen ink. It shifts, the colors kind of shift when you move the paper around. Alright, so that is number 4 on my list of favorite pens, and we will move on to number 3. Okay, lovelies, thank you so much for watching. That was the Monteverde Monza, and all the details you need to know to find that pen and to get more information about it are down below in the description. Please be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you can be notified when new things arrive. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, where I will be talking about my favorite fountain pen for beginners in the 3rd position. See you there.